Hi first graders, I hope you had a great weekend. Last week in Reader's Workshop we did some learning about summarizing nonfiction, so I hope that you were able to read your own nonfiction story, summarize it, and be able to share that with your teacher. I know they were all looking forward to hearing from you and seeing what kind of work you're doing at home. This week we are going to start a new unit called Figurative Language. Some of you, or most of you, probably did a study around powerful phrases, and you're going to be able to use that learning this week because figurative language is another example of a powerful phrase, or it could be a powerful phrase. Figurative language is when an author gives a word or a phrase that does not have its normal everyday meaning. So let me give you an example. An author might put in a book, it's raining cats and dogs. Now that doesn't mean that it's literally raining cats and dogs, but it just means that it's raining really, really hard. Another example that you might know of in your everyday life would be when I was younger, I used to play a game with my brothers where I'd hide something and then they would search for it, but as they were looking for the item or object that I hid, I would say, "You're getting colder, you're cold, you're freezing," but I didn't mean that they were actually freezing. I just meant that they were getting farther away from the object that I hid. Whereas if they were getting closer to the object, I would say, "You're warm, you're really warm," or "You're on fire." But I didn't mean that my brothers were on fire. I just meant they were right next to the object that I had hid. So they were really close to it and could easily find it from where they were at. As you learn this week, you will be able to say, "I can ask and answer questions when reading a fictional text. I can provide evidence to support my thinking, and I can describe words and phrases in stories and poems." This week you will be doing some work with other first grade teachers on figurative language, and they will be discussing with you some of those examples, and I'm going to share a few of those with you right now just so you can become familiar with them. Some of these examples are onomatopoeia, simile, metaphors, personification, hyperbole. Now these are really big words, but don't worry because your first grade teachers are so awesome and they are going to help you this week be able to look for those kinds of figurative language in text and be able to help you understand what they mean. Simile. A simile compares two unlike things using like or as. They are like two peas in a pod, which means they are best friends. Another example is onomatopoeia. An onomatopoeia is a sound word. It imitates a thing or action by the sound it makes. Oink, choo-choo. Hyperbole. A hyperbole is a big, obvious exaggeration, such as, "I am so hungry I could eat a horse." Personification. Figurative language that makes a non-human thing seem human. The sun greeted us warmly. All right, first graders, today I want you to find a few books, and I want you to find a quiet, comfy spot, and I just want you to enjoy reading today. You don't necessarily need to find figurative language because you're just beginning to learn about it and learning about what it is and what it means. So if today you just want to enjoy some time reading, that's what I would like you to do. If you come across some figurative language and you decide you want to try on your own to figure out what it means, that's awesome. Go ahead. And maybe you want to ask a parent or a sibling, a brother or sister, what that might mean, and that's okay too. So happy reading and have a great week.